What is good, YouTube, Facebook? My bad. I was already on the screen, but welcome in, man. Once again, another show, Last Word Productions. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson, as you all know. Always get the last word for sure. But y'all give me 1 second here, man. I'm just sharing the link out for those who are not doing so already. If you're not tuning in to the show every Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern time, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. You feel me? On YouTube. We also on Facebook. That's where I'm currently trying to extend out my platform now and make sure people viewing that. But without further ado, man, I want to get into it. So NBA finals are here, as we all know. A lot of teams are fighting for things that they have not accomplished in a long time or some not ever. And right now, the Indiana Pacers seem to be a team that is clawing and scratching their way to potentially a second straight Eastern Conference final appearance. I know the Cleveland Cavaliers have been decimated with injuries. They've had injuries with Darius Garland to start the series. Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter have both missed the second game. So it's you take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, you have to give credit to the Pacers for playing at the level that they're playing at and the capabilities that they've been able to show at this point. Because I mean, again, they had Giannis go out and have 38, 12, 17 rebound games and stuff like that, and still lose by 10, 12 points every night, damn near. So they're doing something right. They don't have that. To me, they don't have that true dominant alpha one, but they play so well collectively that they're a tough out because any given night, one of their role players are going to step up, giving them 18 plus. Tyrese has been consistent. Pascal Siakam has been aggressive and consistent. And you throw that in with guys like Nimhard, Neesmith, these guys taking a step up. TJ McConnell has always been a good backup point guard, in my opinion. So you got guys who are playing up to the standard that they're trying to reach and above the expectation. So whenever you have that, you could typically are going to be able to compete most nights, you know. And right now, they're up 2-0 in the series against the best team in the Eastern Conference by record, of course. But Cleveland, the only way they get back in this series, man, is they get healthy. I mean, it's that simple to me. I think a healthy Cleveland team is the better team, but is it too late? It's already down 2-0 in the series. You got to go to the Indiana for both games, the next two games. So you got to take both. There's no other ways around it. You have to win both games, and that's a tall order, man. When you're going up the Indiana against a team that's played well all season long, they have momentum behind them right now. They have confidence behind them right now, so they're going to be playing out of their minds. So, with all that being said, I don't know if the Cavs can come back in this series and win this series, and it's unfortunate because injuries have pretty much decimated them, but at the same time, man, and we've seen this happen to other players. We've seen it happen with LeBron when Kyrie and K Love went out. We've seen it happen with Kawhi and the Spurs when Kawhi got hurt and they ended up getting swept by the Warriors. It happens, and it's the nature of the beast. It's a part of the game, man. Injuries are a part of the game, unfortunately. And I know it's hurting Donovan Mitchell to a pretty great extent because whenever you go out and drop 48 points and lose, man, it sucks. There's no other way to describe it. It sucks. So I'm hoping that they could get back into the series and make it interesting because if they don't win game three, I think it's a sweep. If they don't win game three, it's a sweep. If they win game three, they split on the road, there's a chance because you're giving guys extra days to come back healthy. You're giving guys time to recover. It's a chance. But if they don't win game three, it's over. I think it's just one final nail in the coffin. But With all that being said, man, I got to give credit to the Pacers, though. They've, like I said earlier, they've been playing well together. A lot of guys have stepped up. Rick Carlisle, got to give him credit. He's coaching one hell of a scrappy team right now. Got to give him his props. So, with all that being said, though, I want to move off into the next, another surprising series right now as it stands, and that's the Boston Celtics and the, excuse me, and the New York Knicks series. The Knicks are up 2-0 in the series. They took both games on the road in Boston, and in both games they were down 20 plus points in both games at one point and won. Mikal Bridges, bigs up to you. Big ups to you. You have taken a step back offensively, but you have found your ways again to become a reliable defender. He kind of took a step back from what he was with Phoenix at one point, and when he went to the Nets, he kind of worsened because he's not gonna always play lockdown defense because he's being asked to do more. Excuse me, as a scorer now, so it's understandable, but I just feel as if he's taking a step back in his game as a whole this year. But I love to see him stepping up and playing big minutes and big moments in the times that they have called upon him to get key stops, or for him to take it upon himself to go out and get a key stop, key steal, key block that he's done in this series. That's made all the difference in the world. And now they have a 2-0 series lead going into New York, where we all know it is hard to win. It's hard to win in New York. So Celtics got to tighten up. They need to make shots. They're 25 and 100 right now in the series, shooting behind the 3-point line. It's terrible. No other way to describe it. It's terrible. This team has literally shot themselves in the foot. They should be up 2-0 easily as we speak. Excuse me, y'all. But they're not. And the reason that they're not is because lack of discipline. They don't know how to get out of their own way. They are doing things that is speeding the game up unnecessarily for them, and it's getting them on the rhythm. And it's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's not their confidence, because at the end of the day, these are defending champions. They know they're capable of winning, but you can tell them missing shots. They're trying to force things now at this point until it works, it seems to me. So they just got to make adjustments. They have to be able to realize and recognize that if we're up 10 plus, 15 plus, we got to slow the game down. We don't have to rush anything. We just got to take our time and play our game. Like, that doesn't mean shoot step back threes. It don't mean sidestep threes. Sometimes take the midi, go to the post, get on the block, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, I got to say this, man. I got to give big ups to the Knicks. I got to give big ups to Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. I said going into this series, Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to play at a star to superstar level in order for the Knicks to win this series, because I think he's the one matchup that they don't really have an answer for. I mean, Al Horford, old as dirt. He should be able to take him off the dribble more often than not. Kristaps Porzingis is quite literally a liability at this point for the Celtics. I know he's good when he's right, but 7 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times in those nights, he's not going to be right. And he has not been right the entirety of the playoffs for the Celtics. So they have to figure out something with that. And Cat just has the advantage right now. He's by far the best big in this series, and he has to play like it. And that last game, not the first game, the last game he played like it. He played like he was the best big in the series. And if they could consistently keep getting that out of him, they'll be fine, in my opinion. Yeah, I want to join in. What's up, my boy? How you feeling?
Good, bro. Good to be back.
For sure. Welcome back, my man. So I was just talking about the Cavs and the Knicks series. Not Cavs and Knicks, my bad. Celtics and Knicks series. So what's your thoughts on the series so far, man? You think it's over for the Celtics, or you think they're gonna come back?
I mean, I don't know if I say it's over, but I don't think they're going to complete the comeback. Like, I think at this point, they're kind of like a momentum team. That's kind of how they get in the swing. Yeah, I mean, they start strong and they go off, but now they started having all those big lead giveaways like they were having before, and I don't see them sticking it out for the comeback.
Okay. So out of let me just ask you one more thing about that series. What has impressed you the most about the Knicks so far, my boy? What you think has stood out the most for you?
Uh, I think they look like really comfortable, really fluid, just as a team. You know, kind of like not
Mhm.
saying to the degree, obviously, but you know how the old Spurs were always on time, like with the simple things. That's kind of what they're the type of identity they're giving me. You know, just the passes look on time. You know, the defensive switches look more on time. Like everything just seems cleaner from them. Like
Mhm. Right. I do agree with that. They do look to be playing a little more fundamental.
yeah,
And the thing is with them right now, like I was just saying before you joined up, bro. I think I said going into this series, they needed Karl Anthony Towns to play as if he's the best big in this series because he is. But they need
yeah.
him to play at a star to superstar level, and they didn't get that out of him in the first game. But the second game, he was their best player on the court. Like so, if they can get him to consistently play at that level, he doesn't have to go out and get 25 and 17 every night. But if he can be a consistent threat in terms of just forcing them to collapse on him, dishing the ball out to open shooters like they did last game. I
Yeah.
think I think this series
Mm,
could be done for the Celtics because
mm,
they don't have answers for a consistent threat that's on the inside, and that's what's killing them right
mm.
now. And also just
Yeah,
the shot selection.
they're chucking up anything, bro. Jason Tatum always do that. If he is not on, he will just chuck up anything, bro. I hate that.
Yeah, it's almost as if he tries to shoot himself out the funk. And I get it.
Yeah.
They tell you,
Mm.
shooters are gonna always shoot. You're gonna miss more than you make, etc. But at the end of the day, if it's not working, gang, it's not working. Like you gotta
Right, like
put
switch up your bag. Like instead of just keep taking the three or a mid range two or whatever. Like get yourself off ball, drive into the lane, get yourself in position for alley oops on fast breaks. Like do those type of things to get your momentum going. You know, to get you in the feel of the game. Everything will start flowing. Instead, he just keep sitting around taking the ball, trying to dribble around people. Like nah, bro, get other people the ball and let you work your way back into the groove of the game.
right. And that's one thing I feel as if he struggles with. And that's
Yeah.
another reason why I feel like Jalen Brown has been as good, if not some nights better than Tatum. Because when Jalen Brown is missing, he understands I could put the ball on the ground and I could get to the rim. Because at the end of the day, I'm athletic enough, strong enough to get to the posted area or get on the block against most forwards. He
Right.
understands that. Jason Tatum plays as if he's
He play if he
trying
Curry.
to prove like he can be this elite shooter some nights, and it kills me because we talk about a what is he 6'9", 6'10" guy who's just as athletic and gifted at the rim just as much as he is on the perimeter, and some nights you would not tell he is that big because the man plays like he's 6'3". So
Right.
it it kills me because the Celtics could easily they should be up 2-0 in this series. They blew two
Yeah.
20-point leads.
Yeah, it's
So
actually embarrassing.
yeah, and
uh,
now they got to go to New York. And listen, people can say whatever they want about the Garden, New York Knicks, whatever. It's a tough place
hmm
to win. It's gonna be tough.
Right.
So if they can't take both these games, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like it's if they split, I think it's over. Because if when they
Yeah.
go back game 6, there's no way in the hell the Knicks leaving out of there with a loss. I just don't see that happening.
Right.
But
Right. Not after how they've been playing.
exactly. But we'll see, man. So let's get off into the next series on topic. And I wanted to ask you something, bro. I've been seeing this going around on TikTok, on Instagram and stuff. So
Oh, shit. Here we go.
the the Timberwolves and the Warriors. as we know, are facing off right now. Warriors up in the series 1-0. I believe they're playing right now, if I'm not mistaken. But I see a lot of people saying that Anthony Edwards is better than Luka Doncic now, and I just want to get your take on that, bro. What you think about that?
Personally, I like him more as a player. I don't when people are kind of close in comparison, like I never really was on the Luca top three, top five train simply because his defense is absolutely horrendous.
Mm,
Uh, I think they're kind of in the same range of player. I think, in my opinion, I'd want Anthony Edwards. I personally think he's a more determined player. You know what I mean? Like he
mm.
gives effort offensively and defensively in a way that it actually impacts the game. To say who's better, I mean, I'm gonna just leave that up for whoever to debate. I personally would want Anthony Edwards though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be real with you, but I don't think it's close. I don't think it's remotely close. Now, I'm not gonna say Ant isn't a great player. I think Ant's a great player, but the difference between the two, I get the defensive deficiencies Luca has, and they're downright terrible. There's no denying that. We all see it. But the difference between the two for me, Luca is not going out in the whole half, and he's not going to be scoring 1 point. Anthony Edwards has nights where he looks unplayable on offensive end. Now, it's some nights where he looks damn good. He does. He improved his shooting. He improved, excuse me, his playmaking this year. That is all true. The problem is there are other nights where he's seems to be a non-factor on that end because he has a set certain moves that he goes to or he depends on. And that's a huge downfall for him. With Luca,
I
I know
agree.
Luca can engineer and be the engine of a team that could contend for a title if he has the right pieces around him, just like any other player. Every player needs role players around them that complements them.
Right.
Anthony Edwards has not shown that yet. And I think that's the huge difference. Even with Luca being by far and large the worst defender between the two, Luke is by far the better playmaker. He's a better scorer, more consistent scorer, and that's the top off all everything else. Yes, his conditioning is not perfect. I understand that, but when you factor in if you had to go to the finals tomorrow, who are you picking between them? I can't give it to a dude who
I mean, hey,
has
that's
not
fair, bro.
shown that.
That's fair, bro. My only argument to that would be, I mean, you had Luca. I feel like he's been in better situations with better team morale. I mean, I feel like he's had better built teams, and I feel he's been in the better organizations personally. So like I feel like all of these kind of contribute. Of course, like everything you said about his offensive inconsistency is completely understandable. Like I'm not taking nothing away from that. I just think a lot of things factor into it. I personally just want somebody I know who can actually get one stop a game. One stop a game. All right. That's like Luca, bro. Teams literally just pick on him. All you gotta do, whoever's Luca's guarding, give him the ball, they're gonna go score. Like it's an embarrassment, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch that. Like I don't want that on my team. But I definitely get your point. If you don't
No,
think it's
I
close, that's
understand.
that's
That
cool, bro.
makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not upset about it at all. It's just
Right.
when I look at it with the historic context to Luka, his first, I think,
I,
3 years, he was one of the best playoff performers to start off a career. So it's like it's tough, man. I mean, I
I
think
mean,
if Luca was even let's say he's who's a halfway decent defender. Shit.
Westbrook. Like let's say Westbrook. Like
Let's
you know what I'm
say
saying?
okay, let's use that Westbrook for an example. Hell, even someone like fucking Norman Powell, like some shit like that, like someone who
Right.
can just give you something on every 3 or 4 kind of possessions kind of. If he was even that, this would even be a discussion,
Yeah,
and
there
that's
would be
what.
no there would I feel like personally then there would be no way to discuss it. Like me personally, then I would say, yeah, like Luca, like it's not a conversation. But with how he plays, he gotta lose weight. Okay. Like let's start there. Lose some
Yeah,
goddamn weight, bro.
yeah, he
That's
do.
that's why he can't really play defense like at all. Like at least before when he was smaller, he could at least try to stay in front of people. Like his footing don't look good. You know, his feet look slow when he's trying to defend, when he's trying to switch. You know, his eyes are moving faster in his body. Like he just don't look good, bro, on the defensive end. He got to lose some weight.
Yeah, for sure. His conditioning definitely needs it too, man. That's
Yeah,
why I said last episode with Breeze, man. I was saying like if Luca, if if he doesn't figure it out this season, well, this off season, I should say, with LeBron, a guy who's been the pinnacle of health and
yeah,
conditioning his entire career, you know, if you don't figure it out with this dude, I don't know. I don't know if he ever will.
no,
So that's to me, this offseason is going to tell everything whether or not he actually does start to be a halfway decent defender because no one is asking him to be great. He doesn't have to be a great defender.
right. Yeah, you
But
don't gotta be an all defensive player. Just go out there and be someone who can stand in front of the ball. Like that's all you gotta do, bro.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I'm not mad at that at all. But
Mm.
speaking of the Warriors and the Timberwolves series, man, I believe Steph Curry is out for a week. So
Yeah, that's what they
with all
saying.
that being said, man, do you think the Warriors still have a chance in the series, or you think it's done?
I think they still have a chance some week because they're up one game. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like the Warriors could lose, you know, potentially the next two, and then
Mhm.
that's what today. Then 2 days from now, that would make it 4 days since he's been injured. Maybe potentially lose the third game. I don't think they would come back from that, but they could. It's always possible. Just like you
Mhm.
said, bro, and just like I said, the Timberwolves overall, like they're not a team that anyone I like me personally, I don't never feel like they're in contention. I feel like they're still missing a stronger piece, um, like a wing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Uh so I mean I think the Warriors could pull it off simply because they got a lot of experience, championship experience, playoff experience. They have an experienced head coach. I'm not saying he's the best in the world, but I mean he knows how to run his system. So I think they could potentially pull out one of these next three without Curry and keep the series even. And if Curry comes back, I don't see the Wolves having a chance to win that. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, right. I think when it comes down to it, we get to talking about the Wolves. The thing that keeps the Wolves afloat to me personally is that they have a good front court. So
Hmm.
Rudy Gobert, I know Rudy Gobert gets a lot of shit for sometimes it's for good reasons, but Rudy Gobert is still one of the better, if not the best, rim protector in the league. I think the Victor Wembanyama has that covered right now. So when he's healthy, Victor is by far the best rim protector in the league. But
Yeah,
Rudy is still top three in that category. Julius Randle, I've been giving Julius Randle a lot of shit for the last couple of years, but he's played well these playoffs.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
He's a
Nas
good piece
Reed,
beside Rudy for sure. He's a good piece
yeah,
beside him.
yeah, I think Nas Reed plays well coming off the bench for them. So they got a good front court. The problem is their backcourt scoring deficiency sometimes kills them, and that's
It's just
with
Ant, bro. It's just Ant, bro. That's literally
yeah,
their
because
only front court player that's I mean backcourt player that's worth a damn, like respectfully, in comparison to all the other playoff teams. Like I wouldn't want that. Out of all the other teams in the playoffs right now, they're probably the weakest in that department. Like if I had to line them up.
yeah, I mean, yeah, they got an argument, yeah, because I mean, Mike Conley. I mean, if you want to count Jaden McDaniels, I mean, I think McDaniels can play. I think he's cool. I think he's a good player. I think you need players like McDaniels to win championships because he's a gritty guy. He plays with more higher motor than most players.
Yeah.
But the problem is, can he give you 18 a night? That's the problem. Can he
Right.
give you that? I mean, he's been playing well in the playoffs, but how much more should we expect of him to be playing at this level? So
Right. And that's my only point with, when it comes to if Curry comes back. Cause once Curry comes back, nah. Like, nah, that ain't gonna go well for them because they got rim protectors, but Curry's element of just being able to shoot from anywhere just it neutralizes a lot of rim protection because it creates so much space.
Right, right. It does. The thing is, man, it's like the Wolves. In order for the Wolves to pull this series out, they have to get more out of Mike Conley, in my opinion. They need more out of Mike
Mm.
Conley, and they
Yeah,
need more out of Alexander Walker. The both come off the bench, so
yeah, yeah.
they need those two to play well. They don't need them to be spectacular, but they need them to play well. They have to knock down timely shots. They have to be able to get a stop here and there, and they have to be able to play make when the play is there to be made. And I think Mike Conley is capable of those things. I just don't know if he can give you that on a nightly basis. That's the problem.
Yeah, he don't have the pieces around him at this point in his career to be able to elevate himself. I feel like at any type of consistency in order to bring a team to another level. Like he's good, we know what he brings, but with the pieces he got around him, I don't feel like it suits him the best to show another level at this point in his career.
Right. Because man, we were talking to old Mike Conley, it would have been a little different, but now
Yeah, oh,
it's
they'd have been going off. Like Mike Conley was a dog. He was low key, but he was a dog.
yeah, for sure. He was for sure one of them ones at one point in his career, man.
Yeah.
But man, let's just hop back into the discussions that I was having about the Cavs and the Indiana Pacers. You think it's over for the Cavs?
Nah, nah. Don't they got like three people coming back soon? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. They was down three starters last game.
Right. I wouldn't say they're out of it. Like I don't think they're done. Like I think they could still win. But I'll be honest, bro. I don't know what their coach is doing. Like when I watch them play, they just I don't know. They don't look cohesive. Sometimes they look lost in translation. Like you know what I'm saying. They're missing cutting opportunities to the basket on offense. They're missing passing opportunities. I feel like they're missing fast break opportunities. And defensively, I don't feel like they pick up off each other well. Like when they're switching or when they're running, like or when they're shifting on defense, like zone shifts and everything like that. Like they don't look like they're in coercion with each other. Like they all look like they're playing alone as a team though, like if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you. But the biggest thing I think for them as a team right now as it stands, I think they have to they just have one real scoring option right now in Donovan Mitchell, and
Yeah,
that's a problem. So I mean
yeah.
Max Strus played well last game, so I give him his flowers when it's due, but
But he's
you
not
got
playing like
one
that
guy.
every night.
Yeah, exactly. You got
Right,
one guy who's a consistent shot creator. And that's the problem. You need guys who can create opportunities for not just themselves but others. And Donovan Mitchell, he's a okayish playmaker, but the problem is with Darius Garland being out and him being their best playmaker, now you're taking
you're lit.
away the better
Yeah.
looks for other
Hmm.
guys. And I think that's why a lot of these opportunities that you were speaking on are being missed because
Yeah.
their point guard is gone. He's out right now. He's been out the whole series thus far. So you're not going to see guys like Isaac Okoro hitting the baseline for a possible 2-point easy lay or dunk. You're not going to see guys like
Right.
Dean Wade get those kind of looks that he used to get with Darius Garland in the lineup. I think that's the problem that they're having right now. So really, I just think if they get healthy, I think they'll be fine. I
Right.
honestly think I honestly think if Darius Garland does come back next game, they're gonna have to win both games on the road. But if they can win both games
Yeah.
on the road, I think they're gonna win out
Mm,
for the rest of the series. But they gotta win both games on the
yeah.
road though.
I actually agree. I think if they win these next two, then they win out. I feel like if they don't win the next one, I think it's over.
Yeah,
Like if
it's
they don't
over.
win
If
this
they if
this
they lose
next
the next one,
game,
it's over.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like it's over. Like I feel like even if they won the next one and lost that one after that, I still think they could win because it kind
Mhm.
of prolongs and gives everybody still
Yeah,
another
it gives you time.
another
Yep.
game to get healthier. But if they lose
Right.
this next one, yeah, just go ahead and pack the bus up early. Like,
Yeah, I think it'll be GG's. I think it's done if they lose this next one. But let's talk about the last series, man. I know this one that you probably love to see. The Nuggets and the Thunder right now are tied 1-1. Nikola Jokic, probably the worst game he ever had in his career. I mean, it wasn't a good game for Jokic at all. It wasn't a good game for the Nuggets as a whole. So SGA, I believe, had the highest plus minus we've seen since 1998 or something along those lines, a plus 51.
Yeah, MVP,
So
bro. Come on,
yeah, I
come
mean, yeah,
on.
for sure, it's his award. I already know he's gonna get it. So, but with all that being said, though, man, what's your thoughts on the series thus far, and what has impressed you the most with the Thunder?
Uh, I think just being able to sustain the level of play, like when you're as hyped as they've been this season, and you come into the playoffs, and then you lose that first game to the Nuggets, and you come back and you respond. The way you respond tells a lot.
Mm,
I think they took that first loss personal, and I think they're gonna try to really steamroll them now. Like the Nuggets gonna have to bring their best every game because they're young, they're motivated, bro. The Thunder, they're a young core, so they're hungry because they know they got years and years and years to get rings. So if they start now, what I mean? You start winning now, the younger guys who come in, they're going to want to win. Obviously, people are going to always leave, but they got so many picks. And then the young guys coming in, they may, want to take less if they know they're going to be able to play championship basketball here. They have a solid role. Everybody know their role. They play their role. They win.
mm,
So, what I mean? Winning changes a lot when it comes to money. Like people take less to win.
right, right. That's true. So the thing with the Nuggets, though, man, what do you think this? If the Nuggets were to not win another game this series, what does that leave the Nuggets like? Where did that leave them? Where should they go from there?
I mean, to be honest, bro, I don't really think that leads them nowhere. I think when it comes like so it's kind of hard, right? Because there's like a duality here. Like you could say, all right, well, this is kind of going to be it for like the Nuggets championship window, but Michael Porter Jr. is still dealing with that shoulder, right?
Yeah,
Right. So I mean, now the rest of the team, I don't really know what to tell you about that. But Michael Porter Jr. is a pretty, he's probably what the third best player on that team, third, second, somewhere around there.
yeah. I mean,
Debatably.
he definitely ain't second because I think Jamal Murray better than him.
Yeah, but Jamal Murray, you know how he be like.
Yeah,
So,
he out of cold. Yeah, he inconsistent. He
but
is.
when he's hot, he's clearly the second best player on that team for sure. I think
Mm,
I think I think it goes a couple ways. Like either you look at your roster and you say, all right, we're getting rid of these guys and maybe trade them for picks and try to hurry up and maybe get a rebuild going while Jokic is still young enough to have productive years in the future.
yeah.
Or you try to stick it out and you stake everything on the championship window you have now and you go all in and try to go get another piece. Like I'm gonna be honest, you got your second best player is highly inconsistent. Michael Porter Jr. injured. You know what I mean? Who knows how his shoulder's gonna be? Like we could say that, oh, this is it. Like his shoulder's just gonna be better after. He's gonna be able to be back to shooting better. But nobody really knows, right?
Mm,
You never know how long he's gonna be out. Opinion. Like I don't see the reason to stay at a steady pace with the team. Either you're going to go all in and get another person that's going to give you that championship caliber team to win it all and take you to that next level, or you're just going to rebuild. Like those would be my only options.
yeah, I mean, I think they have to do a little soft rebuild. I'm not saying completely blow the team up, but they need young talent, man. They don't have enough young talent. They
Hmm.
have guys who are approaching the end of their careers, guys who are probably got 3, 4 more seasons left where they can actually contribute to a high level of contention because you got
Right.
guys like Aaron Gordon, you got Westbrook. You know, these guys, they're gonna be gone soon. These are guys who are playing high
Mm,
minutes for you. So you need.
yeah.
I know they got Bond there. I know they got another young forward that they like. I forgot his name, but they're not consistent enough. That's the problem. You need consistent young talent. You need guys who are gonna come in and take over the reins for other guys, not just play well enough. You need guys who are going to actually step up one day and be consistent 30, 35 plus minute players for you. And they just don't have that right now. So
Right.
if they want to stay in contention for the foreseeable future, they have to get younger and they have to get more talent.
Mm,
They have to do that. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, man, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they made some calls about guys like Devin Booker or guys like Jalen Green or something like that. Like someone young, talented. I mean, Jalen Green may not be the greatest, but he has talent and he's shown he is
Mm,
capable. Devin Booker has shown he can be the number one option on a team that can make it to the finals. So at the end of the day, man, I think they have to find a way to get another consistent young or in their prime player that
yeah.
can score on the perimeter because they have no real consistent perimeter scoring, and that's the real issue they have.
Right. The only consistent player on that team is Joker. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, you got
He's
guys who
carrying.
play roles well. I mean, Aaron Gordon
Right.
is a good defender. He defends well most nights. I mean, he's not a lockdown defender by any means, but
Right.
he
Right.
plays
But he's
well.
yeah, he's above
Yeah,
average.
yeah, he's above average defender. You got guys like you feel me, Westbrook, who gives you things off the bench that most point guards off the bench won't give you. Jamal Murray, but that's the problem where it comes in. You got guys like Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. They're too inconsistent with scores. I mean, they're either going to be on or they're not, and that's the problem. They
Right. And
need someone who's going to be
their
on.
inconsistencies of their lows are not just like lows. They're like
They're
depths
terrible.
of
Yeah,
darkness. Like, yeah, like they're going out and scoring like 8 points, 9 points, 10 points, like two, three, four, maybe like games in a row. Like, bro, like that's not ever gonna win you a championship. Like when they went and got that title, like they were all firing together. You know, a couple,
yeah,
they'd have some nights where they did better than others, but at least they were still being productive, averaging I say well around 15 even on their weaker nights. Now they
yeah,
all look bad. Like they don't look like they're in sync. They don't look like they're being coached well. Like I don't know. It don't look good to
yeah, man. It's still
me.
that firing of Michael Malone still blows the hell out of me because
Hmm.
I don't understand. I mean, they gotta maybe something gonna come out in the off season that something happened in the locker room or he got into it with an exec or something because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, this man won you a championship less
What,
than
two
3 years
years?
ago, 2 years
Yeah.
ago. So it's like it just doesn't make sense. I mean, this isn't a Mike Budenholzer situation where it's like you got a guy who's clearly just being carried by the talent on his team. This is a guy who made good in-game adjustments, guy who built his team to be what it is today.
And his defensive scheme was damn sure better than who do they got now?
The assistant that they promoted, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name too. Is damn the defensive scheme is damn sure better than what he got going on. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible right now. They
Their
can't
defense
stop a
is
damn
pitiful.
nosebleed. Yeah, they can't stop a
Hey,
nosebleed right now. I mean, the amount of open shots I seen SGA get the other night, and
was
inexcusable.
pitiful, bro.
This
It's
is the team's best
pitiful.
player. It's the team's best player. He's open on
Bro.
consistent jumpers. It's
Right,
terrible.
bro. Imagine all them years of people playing with LeBron and them just leaving him open to drive to the hoop. Open mid range, open at the three, like just open all time. Like that's crazy. Like, why would you leave the team's best player, their all-star, someone who's about to most likely win MVP this year, if everything goes his way? Why are you leaving that person open, bro? Leave open Dort. Like
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
opened Williams, like you know what I mean? The people who you don't fear as much. That's crazy.
right, right. It is. It's definitely bad. And I think the biggest thing is, man, I think it's something like similar to what I was saying about Luca before. And I said, and this is one reason why I said I'm hesitant to put Nikola Jokic in my top 5 bigs of all time because to me, it is clear that he's just not a good rim protector. And for me personally, I'm big on centers, bigs being good rim protectors. Like I want a
Me
guy
too, bro.
who can protect the rim. And it kills me when I see people drive at him and he can do nothing about it. I'm like, again, you're 7'2". Like, give me something. Like, please. Like, it
Bro,
kills me.
your wingspan is like 8 foot, bro. Reach up. They can't shoot. Everybody can't shoot over you. Like just hands up. That's all you gotta do, bro.
And that's what kills me, man. Cause and that's why I was just having this debate with somebody at work because they was saying like, yeah, man, I think Joker already a top 5 big. He might be top 3. This that. I'm like, gang, I can't give him that, man. I can't. Like he has to be able to get stops underneath the rim on the defensive end, man. He just cannot do it. He can't.
He plays small. He plays soft. Like, he's so finesse that's like all he plays.
Yeah,
That's the only way he played. Like, bro, you're big and he's not a small dude. Like, you know how him and his brothers get down. Like they live like bullies. Like they got a bully mindset.
yeah,
Why? So why don't you play like that? Like that's my thought process.
and that's my thing. I'm glad you said it because when you go on the offensive end, he plays like a big guy. Like he backing dudes down. You feel me? Trying to force himself into the middle of the defense to create lanes for other players or open looks. Like he
Right.
does that consistently on the offensive end. But he get on the defensive end and he's getting killed by anyone his size or better. That's why guys like Joel Embiid or when he even ran into Sangoon sometimes, like when they're his size plus or just as big or
Or
whatever the case
close,
may be,
yeah.
they destroy him on the other end of the court, and it's crazy to me. And I'm like, bro, like this is why, and that's why I said what I said. This is why I'm hesitant to put him as a top 5 big, bro. I'm like, when you look at the top 5 bigs all time, they're not getting killed every night by a 7-footer. They're not. Kareem wasn't getting killed like that. Did it happen? Of course it happened.
It's
But
gonna
when you're
happen, yeah.
constantly, yeah, exactly. But when you're constantly picked on, that's when it becomes a problem. I mean, Kareem, that wasn't happening to Kareem. That wasn't happening to Hakeem. Shaq even that all of a great of a defender, but we didn't see Shaq getting killed every other possession. So it's
I
like,
don't know. And he was a hell of a rim protector. He wasn't, necessarily, like you said, a great defender. But when it came to getting the ball in the rim around him, nah, like he was sending that out of the stadium, like for sure. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
shit. Even
yeah, and
David
that's what
Robinson.
kills me, yo, man. Yeah,
Oh,
David Robinson too.
you can run down like pretty much anyone in the top 10 centers is a
Yeah,
a good damn near elite rim protector, whether or not they're an elite or amazing defender itself is another conversation.
mm,
But he's not really like when I watch him, he's not really anything special rim protecting or just straight out defending. You know what I mean?
right, right. And I think a lot of that has to do with his lack of athleticism, but I just think the effort isn't fully there either. But I think it's
Hmm.
more so the athleticism. He can't jump over a damn water bottle. So I gotta I try to give him a bit of grace with that because I understand he's not the most athletic guy, but that does bother me that he's this good and he's basically like a big ass cone in the middle at this point, and it
Hmm.
bothers the fuck out of me because he could be so much more than what he's doing on the defensive end. He really can.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's get off into some NFL, man. Let's talk about the George Pickens trade. I know you don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it. It happened.
Bro, I'm
So
I'm I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. GP. I don't even understand the Steelers at this point. I mean, it's cool you wanted to dish him off or whatever. You wanted to get something back for him, but you got a third, bro. Like I mean, at some point you do have to
And then you
realize,
gave up a pick and then
yeah,
did pick swaps.
they I think we gave up a fifth in
Yeah, they gave
George,
up
and we
a
got
pick.
a third and a sixth, I think. So
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, maybe whoever you draft could be productive. But like I just feel like I know we got a lot of picks next year. The Steelers got a lot of picks. They're loading up on picks to get younger because a lot of the core guys on the team are getting older. Cool, completely understand. I get that. But my thing is, you're loading up on picks. You already have a lot of picks next year. Why would you trade a young, amazing talent after you got DK Metcalf? You don't really have no quarterback. I mean, you got Will Howard on the roster, Mason Rudolph, and who the hell is the guy from the Dolphins?
Skylar Thompson. Yeah,
Right,
Skylar
like
Thompson.
it's like, right, you got. I can't speak on Will Howard because he has not played a snap in the NFL yet. But by God, Skylar Thompson is an absolute bum, bro. Like, and then you got Mason Rudolph, who's definitely not a starter. He's a quality backup. He's serviceable, to pull you out if you got a decent team around him. Maybe pull you out a couple wins, right?
Mm.
I don't know if they know Aaron Rodgers is signed. I don't really know what's going on with that. They're talking about bringing in Allen Lazard. If they're bringing in Allen Lazard, they got to be bringing in Rodgers. I think it only makes sense. He kind of goes wherever he goes. It's like, his guy and shit.
Yeah.
But why would you trade George when the upside of having him for at least one more season with DK, if you don't have a set quarterback already, now you got only one guy. You're in the same position as last year. You got only one guy who's really an offensive threat to pass the ball to, and no quarterback, bro. Like this is absolutely astonishing, bro. I have no idea what the Steelers' game plan is, bro.
I mean, I think like I said on TikTok earlier, man, I'm not sure what the hell the Steelers are trying to do either because when you are in the situation that they're in with your quarterback situation, you got all of the guys on the roster are pretty much young players. Outside of Mason Rudolph, he's played a couple years, but he's not a guy that he's not a Joe Flacco veteran. He's not a you feel me Russell
He's
Wilson.
not,
He's not a guy
yeah,
that's
he's not a
covered.
veteran. Yeah, he's not a veteran that you're looking at like, oh yeah, we definitely know he can start. Like he can start. We
Yeah,
want him to.
yeah,
No, like
there's no real upside. Yeah.
yeah. The,
So you're looking at a quarterback room that's pretty much going to need to rely on talent around them. And for them to get rid of one of their most talented, if not the most talented player on their team, is crazy. Because now, let's say Will Howard does go out there and start, right? Let's say Rodgers doesn't come. Who is he throwing the ball to? Just DK Metcalf? I mean, I know they got Pat Firemove still. Cool. Not a bad tight end, solid. I know they still got Jalen Warren. Cool. Not a bad back. He's
not,
not the greatest, but he's
bro.
okay.
He not a starter, bro. Jalen
He,
Warren's
he's
not a
he's not.
starter.
He's not.
He has a terrible fumbling problem. I think he got like 8 or 9 fumbles on his career already, bro. You've been the second back in an offense where Najee was carrying like he was carrying the load like I think 80% between the first 2 years that Warren was playing.
Mm.
And you already have 8 or 9 fumbles in your career, bro. He only been in the league like 4 years, bro. This is insane. And then like you said, you got Pat Fryermuth. He's a good option, but he's more of like a veteran quarterbacks type of tight end. He runs slick routes. He knows where to find the open spot. When you got younger quarterbacks, or you got quarterbacks who aren't really that good at reading as the play develops, he's not going to be as helpful to someone who knows where the defense is going before doesn't know where the defense is going before the play even starts. So you got
Mm.
him, you got Darnell Washington. He's athletic, so I mean he could be a thing. But the Steelers' offensive scheme is so goddamn terrible that they don't know how to create plays where people get open. They think that every play needs to be like a slant, a screen, or a goddamn go route. So there's really no hope for the Steelers this year.
Yeah, man. It's Unfortunate. But let's talk about the other end of the spectrum with the Cowboys getting George Pickens, man. So now they go out to get George Pickens. They pair him with CeeDee Lamb. They bring in another option for Dak Prescott to throw the ball to. So now you got, I believe, I don't think Brandon Cooks is coming back. I think he is a free agent still. So now you got CD, you got George Pickens, you got a pretty solid tight end. I forgot what's that tight end name? Start with an S. I forgot his name. What's his nigga name?
I
I
forget.
can't remember his name, but they got a halfway decent tight end. He came on for them the year before last.
Yeah.
So they got a decent they got a pretty damn good skill position group in terms of the receivers and pass catchers. So now does the George Pickens move you at all for the Cowboys? Does it move you in terms of who they could be this upcoming season?
Uh, I mean, it's hard to say, man. I don't really know. Like I could say, oh yeah, like George Pickens, all this talent, yada yada, CD Lamb, all this talent, but I just when I look at Dak, bro, I just never see the ability to win a Super Bowl with him. Like it's not that he's a bad quarterback, he just folds under pressure. Like he never seems to know what's going on in the playoffs. So like, does it move the needle for me? No, because I feel like with Dak, you're never gonna be able to win. Like just me personally, like I feel like he's not gonna ever get that Cowboys team to a Super Bowl. I think he needs a change of scenery. I think he needs to find a way to get himself hungry again. You know what I mean? And he needs to be around new weapons, new inspiration, new organization to really show, if it's just him or if it's the Cowboys. Because also, the Cowboys have not had good head coaches.
Yeah.
So he's playing under a lot of dysfunction. I mean, we don't even got to talk about Jerry Jones. I mean, just so like, I'm not going to say it's all on him, but he also does not play his part in winning.
Mm, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think it moves me that much either. But I will say this, man, they will be a tough team to beat because I do think the defense will be improved. I
Hmm.
do think I do think that adding George Pickens to a much needed hungry receiving room outside of CD Lamb is huge for them. So I do expect them to be better, but I don't expect them to be in contention for anything. I
Oh
don't
my.
see that.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
But there we go. Close out the show with a would you rather, man. And we got to do it for the new receiver duo, man. So would you rather? I know it's gonna hurt you, my boy, but would you rather? Would you rather George Pickens, CD Lamb, receiver duo edition, man? So first names, excuse me, I got up. I got the same new one, Puka and Devontae Adams.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, bro? You cut out a little bit.
No, I was saying like, I got another new addition. I mean, the receiver edition, Puka or Devontae Adams and Devontae Adams.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think I like the Rams. Like I like what the Cowboys got going on, but I think Puka and Devontae Adams are like further from George Pickens than they are from CeeDee Lamb. Like I think CD and Devontae Adams are kind of comparable. Obviously Devontae Adams is on his way out, so he's not as good as he used to be. But I feel like they're both closer to CD than George is to them. So I take the Rams.
Okay, I like it. I think I'll take the Rams as well. Yeah, I would take the Rams as well. So
Yeah.
next receiver duo I got for you, man. I got I got Addison and Jettis.
Uh, come on, bro. That's not, bro. I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson, bro. You didn't even need to say. It could have been damn near anybody in Justin Jefferson, and I took the Vikings, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to top that because
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I think I would go. I think I would go with Jettas and Addison as well. 'Cause I think I think Addison could play, man. I think he could be just as good as George Pickens,
But
honestly.
he be routing boys up, dog, for real.
Yeah, Pickens can play. I mean, not Pickens. Addison can play.
Yeah.
Next name I got for you, man. I'm gonna go with Nico Collins and who they just traded for, my boy from the Jaguars. I can't
Kurt.
think of his name right now. Yeah, Christian Kirk. So Nico and Christian Kirk.
That this is a tougher one. This is a
Mm,
tougher one. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I think I would take the Cowboys simply because I don't necessarily know what I'm getting out of Christian Kirk this year,
mm,
and I know what I'm getting out of George Pickens.
mm.
I feel like they're kind of the same caliber receiver, and I think that I do think that Nico Collins and CeeDee Lamb are kind of comparable, but you got to give CeeDee Lamb the edge just because I mean,
He's
shit,
been more
yeah.
consistent.
And what
Yeah.
his production has speaks for itself, so I think I'm gonna take the Cowboys on that one.
Okay, next one I got for you.
Who you
Oh,
got?
I take the Cowboys though. I
Oh,
meant to
all
say
right,
that.
all right,
My fault. I take the Cowboys. But
all right.
next one I got for you. I got Debo and Terry McLaurin.
Give me Cowboys, bro. I don't like Debo, bro. Like Terry McLaurin's a dog. He's a dog, but I do not like Debo, especially not at this point in his career. Not after the shit he's done like the last 3 4 years, like three years. Hell no, hell no. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll take the Cowboys as well. Well, I will take the Cowboys. I've never been a big fan of Debo game. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been. But
No, I mean I respect the versatility, but if I'm lining anyone up at wide receiver, bro, Debo is not even close to the top of my picks.
all right, so I got a couple more for you. So let's go Amon Ra and J Dub.
Nah. This is a good one. This is a good one. I think that I like the Lions, but it's close. I think that I like the
Mm,
Lions, but it's close.
okay. I got the Cowboys with this one. I'm not gonna lie. I
Hmm.
think I think Amon Ross still has a opportunity to be better. Well, I think he is better than George Pickens, and you can argue in terms of production who you
Bro, are
take.
you serious, bro? He's head and shoulders above George Pickens, bro. It's not
No,
it's not it's not
the
debate.
thing, the reason why it's debatable for me, well, not debatable because I do think Amon Ross is better, but the reason why I would hear a discussion is because Amon cannot run anything deeper than 20 yards. Man. I'm sorry, and that's a problem when you're a number one option. I would like for you to be a deep threat, and he's just not. And it's not that he's bad, because I think he's a good receiver. He just don't run anything above 15 yards.
Yeah, he's not really
So
that fast, bro. He's not really that fast. So he's not really doing nothing. But to be honest, GP can't run routes, bro. Like if you
no,
want
he
to be
can't.
honest,
He
like
can't.
he
He
is
can't.
a poor route runner, bro. He just catches anything thrown in his fucking vicinity.
Yeah,
That's what his biggest, pro is to his game.
yeah, for sure. I think I think I would take the Cowboys though. I think CeeDee Lamb, to me, I think CeeDee Lamb is by far the best receiver in this discussion. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's clearly the best. Like I don't think that Amon Ra is close to him. I don't think Jameson Williams close to him. I just think the production that you're gonna get out of those two is just going to be better than the production you get out of CD and George Pickens.
okay, I understand. But uh I would take the Cowboys with that one though. But next duo I got, and we consider everyone healthy just so we have this one too. So you got Xavier Worthy and Rasheed Rice.
Give me the Cowboys, bro. Like respectfully, like I like them. I like Worthy. I like Worthy, but nah, bro. Like
I
even
think
I'm gonna be
Rasheed Rice
honest.
can play, man. But
Well, he
I
can't.
like
He
the
can't for
Cowboys a lot
sure.
more.
But I mean, even with CD, you could have threw the next option for the Cowboys in next to CD, and I'd have still took the Cowboys. Like I don't really think
Yeah, yeah,
until the receivers for the Chiefs got to show me something before I can really put them up there like that.
yeah, I feel you. But let's go off into the next ones, man. So we got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
It's close. I think that I would take the Cowboys because of youth, and I think Tyreek's starting to get up there. Um,
Mm,
he's still a hell of a receiver. Like if it was one game, maybe I might take the Dolphins, but I do think just I think overall the Cowboys give you a better variety of things they could do to receivers. Like CD could go deep, he could run any route. You know what I mean? And George Pickens catches damn near anything. With the Dolphins, it's more about speed than it is necessarily, running routes and getting open. It's more about
mm,
timing and getting the ball into a certain spot. So
mm.
I think I like the Cowboys there, but the Dolphins got a damn good thing with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I think personally, I still edge the Dolphins, and it's not even just me speaking as a fan. I just think
No, I respect it.
when Jalen Waddle is right and he's healthy, he's one of the better receiving options in the league, and that's not just including number twos. That's including any receiver. So I think he has to find
I
his
mean,
way
I
again.
don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far.
No,
Like, I
I
don't
mean,
know if
no,
I could.
I'm not saying he's top 10 or anything like that. I don't believe that. But when he's
Uh,
healthy and when he's right, he's one of the he's anywhere between 15 and 20. You can put him anywhere in that, and I'll be fine with it.
yeah. I respect that. I respect that. I mean, that's fair.
And I still think Tyreek at this point in his career is still as good as CD Lamb. So I will still edge the Dolphins. It is close though. But the
No.
next receiver duo I got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
Oh, okay. Give me the Eagles, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's not close to me. I'm gonna be honest. I think AJ Brown's the best receiver here, and I think Smitty's better than George Pickens. You know what I mean? He runs better routes, and I'm big on routes. Like your receiver run routes, so I think I like the Eagles here.
All right, and the last one you should know, Jamar and T Higgs.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
yeah,
The Bengals, bro. Jamar Chase over both of them.
yeah,
T
for
Higgins,
sure.
T Higgins, damn sure over GP, and he's closer to CD than GP is closer to anybody else in this conversation. So give me the
Yeah,
Bengals 10 times out of 10.
yeah, I'm taking the Bengals as well. I mean, I already done told you I think Jamar the best in the business, but we can have that discussion another time. But yeah, but oh,
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards just got hurt, boy.
Oh my God, yeah. This. Oh well, the Warriors is really about to win now. They better hope that's not serious.
Yeah, they said he was grabbing at his ankle. Boy,
Was it contact or non-contact?
it doesn't say. It just say it happened in the second quarter.
I'm gonna have to go watch the play.
Yeah, me too. But hopefully everything all right with that man. But that'll be it for the show tonight, guys. Appreciate those who tuned in, man. If you're not doing so already, go ahead and hit like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, hit the bell notification, be notified whenever we do go live. We live every Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern time. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Just look me up, Last Word Productions. 9 out of 10 times I'm there. So before we head out, bro, you got anything else you want to add?
Thunder, they're winning the finals. Steelers 2025 Super Bowl champions, man. Come on. Let's get
Man just said all that bashful stuff about the Steelers just to say that. That's crazy. But I don't know, boy.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
You too.